daily act that gives comfort, uplifts, encourages, sustains, and brings a smile to others. And another experience that I had, this is something that happened actually just a few weeks after we arrived in Russia. It happened to one of the girls in my group, not to me, but I'm going to relate it because I think it's very applicable for this situation. When we arrived in Russia, our coordinator told us, there are a few things you need to watch out for here. It's not the safest country in the world. And he said, we have problems with pickpockets and, thieves and gypsies. He said, you'll see gypsies in the city, and they are not people you can trust. They make their living dishonestly. Generally, that's part of their culture. And so you need to be careful of gypsies. You need to make sure that you are keeping track of your luggage, and if you have your wallet with you or your passport, you need to make sure you keep it in a place where it's not accessible, and where you can always know if someone was trying to take it from you. So one girl in our group, Sarah, was out with our head teacher, and they were going to the train station to buy a couple of tickets because they had to make a trip to Moscow. And to buy a ticket at that station, you had to have your passport and your money. So she had all of her important documents and her passport, and her wallet was her credit card and her debit card and all of her money. It was all in one place. And he also had said, keep things in different places. You don't want it all together, because if someone steals your bag or something, you lose everything, and then you're in a sticky situation. So she's from Arizona, kind of happy-go-lucky, didn't think that there was going to be a problem, really. She thought it was safe in her little nylon backpack that was one pocket pull string. So they went to the train station and bought these tickets, and on their way back, they got lost. And the head teacher, Kevin, spoke Russian, and he said, well, we'll just ask to make sure that our bus comes to this stop at the bus stop that they were at. And so he saw this gypsy woman sitting on the area next to the bus stop, and Sarah had opened her backpack and was rummaging through it looking for something. When she did that, she dropped her wallet on the ground, and it opened, and it kind of spilled some money all over the ground. And so this woman had seen her drop her money everywhere, and she was hurrying and scrambling to pick it up and put it back in her wallet. Kevin helped her. She stuffed it back in her backpack and put it on. And then Kevin walked over to this woman and said, excuse me, does bus 90 come to this stop? And the woman didn't say anything. She just stood up and ran away. And he said, oh, that was kind of weird. And then a few minutes later, he saw bus 90, and that's their bus back to home. And he said, oh, there's our bus. Let's get on the bus. And as they were getting on the bus, this woman came back with another gypsy lady and a little girl, and ran onto the bus right behind Sarah and Kevin. And the second lady came right up close to Sarah, and Sarah kind of didn't pay attention. She said, oh, this is a little weird. I don't know what she's doing, but she was right behind her. And she could feel her pressing against her, but that was kind of normal for Russian buses because they're crowded. And so she's just kind of brushing it aside and thinking, oh, it's just me, it's not a big deal. Anyway, she got off. After the bus started, the gypsy ladies jumped off and ran away. And Sarah just had this sinking feeling, and she thought, I hope I still have my wallet. And she looked in her backpack, and the wallet was gone. She was very lucky because her passport was also there, but they didn't see it or didn't grab it, and so that wasn't taken. But she lost all of her cards and most of her money. And she looked at her backpack, and there was a big gash about this long in the side of the bottom half of the backpack where the lady had sliced it open with a knife and taken her money. And it was because it was a very thin, one-pocket, inexpensive backpack, and she'd had everything with her. And it was very, very difficult for her after that to get the cards that she needed from America. There was a lot of red tape that she had to work her way through. And all of that could have been solved, and it wouldn't have even been a problem in the first place if they had, from the very beginning, been paying attention to what they were told, and had been careful who they asked directions from, and to keep their money and their valuables in careful, separate, secret places, and to pay attention to what was going on around them when they were on that bus. And I was just wanting to relate that to some of the gypsies in our life. Like Satan is always looking for ways to catch us off guard, and we get warnings from the scriptures and from the prophet to learn how to watch out for him and for his attacks. And he'll try and sneak into our secret places and steal that which is most precious to us. And first I wanted to turn to Helaman chapter 13, verse 37. And I'm just going to read the first half of that. It says, "Behold, we are surrounded by demons. Yea, we are encircled about by the angels of him who hath sought to destroy our souls." So we are, just like they were, constantly surrounded by people who are seeking to destroy us. Just like the gypsies were surrounding Sarah so they could steal her money, Satan and his helpers are surrounding us and looking for ways to catch us in our weak times. And then the second scripture is 2 Nephi 28, verses 21 and 22. And that says, "And others will he pacify, and lull them away into carnal security, that they will say, All is well in Zion. Yea, Zion prospereth, all is well." Excuse me. "And thus the devil cheateth their souls, and leadeth them away carefully down to hell. And behold, others he flattereth away, and telleth them that there is no hell. And he saith unto them, I am no devil, for there is none. And thus he whispereth in their ears, until he grasps them with his awful